Detective Bad, what exactly was Kay searching for? Nothing that concerns you, boy.
Oh, and I suppose it has something to do with Gay?
It does, because she's Faraday's daughter. Anyway, hurry up and get to the point. I don't have time to waste. Sounds like you'd rather be left alone. That's something I'd like to confirm with you once again. I don't have anything to say to you. Be that as it may, we still have questions that we need answers for, too. Now then, first of all, what is the overpowering smell that is permeating this room? On entering this room, I thought I was going to suffocate. It's that ultra-strong perfume he wears. She spilled some of it. I was having a bad time with myself. I didn't think twice and opened the window. That smell is still here. Perfume, huh? The sweet scent in the air is perfume.
Well, it's giving off quite a stench. I bet it's some cheap no-name brand.
She said it's a famous brand from overseas.
It's a knockoff, yes, it's definitely a knockoff.
No disrespect, but she forced one of those bottles on me. Here, little girl, you can have it.
I was born for a much more expensive and refined perfume. However, seeing as you just happen to have a spare, I suppose I'll take it. My name's Edgeworth. We will hold on to this bottle without fail.
But can she ever be honest about her wants? So now we have the perfume Miss Yu wears. Just fantastic. What's it say? Doesn't say anything about it. Cool. Is that all you wanted to talk about? If so, I'm going back to investigating. Actually, I still have a few other things I wish to inquire about. Shh. So we're in this room the entire recess. Like I said, I made a call to the precinct to get that big lug down here. Rather than that, I was waiting for the recess to end in here.
At least your story is consistent.
Earlier, you stated that you were in this lobby with Miss Yu. Yeah, I ran into her in the hallway. She said she wanted to talk to me about something, so we came in here. And what are you saying is that... then what you're saying is that until Detective Gumshoe arrived, you and Miss Yu were in two different locations. Guess I am. Interesting.
Speaking of that lawyer, she seems to have a great dislike for you.
Let's see, Miss Yu is the sister of the victim of the KG-8 incident. And as I recall, Detective Bad was the lead detective on the case. I wonder if the reason for disdain isn't simply because you failed to guard Cece, but because you were the lead detective on the case. New? Also know that today's trial involving the codependent embassy staff member is being referred to as the second KG-8 incident. Now then, detective, I believe it's time you're honest with me, and told me the truth behind your relationship with Miss Yu and Miss Faraday, and the KG-8 incident. If you already know that much, I guess it'd be alright to tell you. Now then, I'd like to ask you a few questions about the KG-8 incident. It's not exactly a happy story. Other than the people who were directly involved, you two will be the first to hear what I'm about to tell. The honest truth behind the KG-8 incident. Faraday, you and I. As you already know, we three were involved in the KG-8 incident. Faraday and I, we were originally on the trail of a smuggling ring. In the smuggling ring involving one of the Amano Group's secretaries. That trial was just a front.
facade?
Yeah, the case became tainted. All because the witness who was going to testify about the amount of whose ties to the smuggling ring, CCU, was killed. Edward became the secretary who was arrested. His name was Colin Deveray. It's meaningless to them, but it is to us. To be honest, the guy didn't know a thing about the smuggling ring, but he confessed to knowing about it anyway. Deveray was probably being intimidated by the big boss man, just another scapegoat. The boss man of the Amano group. You can't seriously mean Mr. Ernest Amano. That can't be right. Probably just Detective Van's personal hypothesis. What are you trying to do, suspecting Mr. Amano of being involved with smuggling?
I suppose it would have been quite difficult to secure an acquittal after he confessed. But the man who killed CCU, Manny Kochin, was definitely a different person.
Definitely?
Was a completely different person. It's the same idea, I'm just paraphrasing. But since he's already been acquitted once of a murder, Mr. Faraday, how could you have let him go?
If I remember correctly, I heard that Mr. Faraday had an important piece of evidence stolen from him. It wasn't Faraday's fault. It was mine. I wasn't vigilant enough. Faraday, CC, was supposed to protect them both. Miss Yu did mention that as well, about how Detective Bad was supposed to guard her sister. But even I was supposed to protect them. Fell into their trap.
What kind of trap?
Sounds like he's a really bad detective.
Does sound like he's a really bad detective.
The holes in this jacket are a testament to that trap. You mean you were fired upon?
You were shot that many times in one gunfight?
And he kept the suit coat full of holes. Oh, and not just the suit coat, there's holes in his tie I see now too.
Oh yeah. He's wearing the same thing. Very anime of him.
No. Only about half of these are from that case. But the reason I continue to wear this jacket is to remind myself of the lessons I learned from the KG8 incident. I mean, that's pretty anime.
Yep.
Also, he's wearing the jacket without using the sleeves. I just realized.
Yeah, you didn't realize that he wasn't using the sleeves?
I didn't notice that now.
Yeah.
See, I couldn't protect CCU. The suspect was found not guilty. Well, not found guilty. I guess it's the same thing. But...
Oh, so when you paraphrase it aloud, but when I paraphrase it suddenly improper? Huh.
Because you're short.
Who can play that game?
I don't think you could reach that game.
I would whip you in real life if I could.
That's it. I'm just being bad in character. I'm not.
And you just know that I'm being bad on accident, so apparently, like, it's worth...
You're not being bad, you're being Francisca.
Oh, I get it.
No, I'm being the character bad on... What did I even say? Like, intentionally.
I love that you don't even know what direction you have to lean in to be...
No,
correct.
it's because I feel like I said it wrong. And did I say I was being bad on accident? Because I was trying to say being bad. I'm being bad as in character. Like, whatever.
It is your goal to be bad.
No, when I was saying those lines in insulting her in his voice, that was me ad-libbing him. It hit a brick wall as far as the law was concerned. That's when she came to the courtroom. The victim's sister. That's when I first met Callisto Yu. About when you first met Miss Yu. It was on the day the verdict the KGA incident was handed down, was it not? I wish conversations would really work like that, where you kind of get to the end of a conversation and then you start another conversation, essentially reiterating what you just said.
I mean, it'll make things a lot easier sometimes.
Yes, Faraday and I, we apologized to her from the bottom of our hearts. It was all we could do. But just saying you're sorry won't bring my sister back. I need to try to do her. Just saying you're sorry won't bring my sister back, she said. Then she gave me a hard slap across the face.
And then I sued her for like attacking.
That'd be kind of a dick to sue her for slapping you when you got her sister killed.
I mean, he didn't get her sister killed.
He was supposed to protect her.
It's the trolley problem. Through his inaction, she died.
Yeah, but his inaction was not doing his job correctly. It's the trolley problem if the person at the lever of the trolley, if it was their job to pull the lever. Which that's never specified in the trolley problem, if that's their job or if that's just...
Oh, I just kind of genuinely, I'm not even trying to make a bit, I just assume that it is your job. Because like, why else would you be like in charge of a trolley?
Well, I don't think it really works if it is your job, because then by doing inaction, yes, you are at fault because it was your job. I think the trolley problem is like you a passive person could pull the lever, but the trolley problem, there's something on both things, isn't there?
Yeah, it's like one person. So if you do nothing, you kill a bunch of people, but if you do something, you kill one person. Yeah,
so it's not quite that, because like it was save somebody or save nobody. I mean, it was one person dies or nobody dies. Either way, it's negligence. I think a slap is deserved, and you'd kind of be a dick to sue somebody who slapped you after their sister just died from your inaction.
Well, she certainly had a lot of self-control to stop just a slap.
See? Francisca agrees.
Yeah, but Francisca's like violence incarnate.
Like, you had every reason to just, like, shoot him. And it would be justified self-defense.
I don't think that's how justified self-defense works.
Justified sister's defense.
If it was me, not even 100 lashes would have been punishment enough. She's saying that about Miles?
What?
Saying if your inaction killed Miles, I would.
I think you're just saying if I was you. Not you as in Y-O-U, you as in Y-E-W.
Yeah, but, and my sibling would be killed through your inaction, and in this situation, she's considering Miles.
No, I think in that situation, she's considering you, sister, but she was you.
I'm me.
I suppose not. You said it herself. She never wanted to see either of us ever again. After that, you've seen her many times over, correct? Yeah, Faraday and I, even after the KG-8 incident had come to a close, we continued to hunt down the smuggling ring and got involved in a variety of cases. But it was no use. We cracked so many different cases. The result was always the same. We couldn't find the real mastermind behind the ring. Is the ring really that big? It was in the pursuit of the ring that we met you once again. It was during another trial related to the smuggling ring. Faraday was the prosecutor, and I, as the lead detective, took to the witness stand. She appeared out of the blue as a defense attorney. Her client was related to the smuggling ring and she was defending them. Yeah. Yu was pursuing the ring as best she could as a lawyer. I think she defended Rel this time, for the same reason. Come to think of it, Miss Yu did say something to the same effect.
I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KG8 incident, alright?
And for that, you have not a single qualm about defending a known killer?
Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Rel was to be his lawyer. I had no intentions of covering for him, ever. So don't you dare suggest that's what I was doing. It doesn't matter what her reasoning is. Helping a criminal is despicable. It's just despicable.
You're so naive, little girl. I could have stolen this lollipop from you. That's how naive you are. Also, there's the lollipop. You kept thinking he was gonna pull a lollipop out of his jacket.
Oh, yeah.
He had it in his mouth the whole time.
Out of his jacket, yeah. You're right. How dare you insult the daughter of a Valkama?
Just like us, Hugh felt that when she hit the limit of what the law could do. That's all. The gun is merely a tool. Where'd I get gun?
Oh, there we go. So now Edgeworth gets it there too, but when I do it...
I just don't know where I got gun.
Now you can't be saying you're role-playing as bad.
No, I was just bad.
You are bad, then you should feel bad.
Oh, that was mean.
Fun karma.
The law is merely a tool. There's no limit to it, only the skill of the craftsman. You too are still too young. But one day, you'll know what I mean. Enough sidetracking. What matters is that we met you again. This pursuit of the smuggling ring.
Wow, I'm not even calling that one out. I'm not even calling that one out. She's gonna give that one to you.
No, don't think about it. Don't think about it. In pursuit of the smuggling ring. That's all. So what was your relation to Mr. Faraday? You could seem to know Kay fairly well. I met him when he was a rookie prosecutor. I've known him ever since. And Kay, I've known her since the day she was born. Wait, you were there at the hospital then? Like... Faraday and I, we cracked a few cases together. But you two seem to have made no progress at all in the Yatagarasu case.
Did we touch a nerve?
Only have one thing to say to you. No one knew more about the Yatagarasu than me and Faraday. That's why I was called upon to testify in today's court trial, to prove that Rel was not the year. I need to slow down my words. Rel was not the real Yatagarasu, which I would have done if it hadn't been for you meddling kids. If he hadn't turned around and accused Faraday. For the accusation, I was asked to testify for this time to prove or disprove the accusation, but I guess I won't be doing that either. Since there's more to that statement than meets the eye, perhaps a bit more digging into the Yatagrasu is what's necessary. You claim to know much about the Yatagrasu. Would you care to share what you know with me? What you two should be looking for right now is proof of murderous intent towards Faraday and Rel. I agree, which is exactly why I'm asking about the Yatagrasu. What? The KG-8 incident and this second KG-8 incident. Both of these cases are tied to the smuggling ring. Actually, let me reread that. The KG-8 incident and the second KG-8 incident. In both of these cases, the witness who testified that the ring was murdered. However, there is one point in which they differ. That is the presence or absence of the great thief Yatagrasu. Mr. Rel claimed to be the Yatagrasu, however, in the middle of the trial, he suddenly declared Mr. Faraday to be the real Yatagrasu, and during the recess they were both killed. Do you find that to be the least bit odd?
Was that Smith? Stop beating around the bush and just spit it out already!
I believe there must be some reason that two men suspected of being Yatagrasu were both killed at the same time. A reason, huh? So in order to catch Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel's cold-blooded killer, I feel that I need to learn as much as I can about the Yatagrasu. It will help you solve this case. But I'll tell you the reason why we've never caught the Yatagrasu.
Something up this far. Almost made me whip you by accident.
Ugh. It still accidentally whipped me anyways. There are three main reasons why the Yatagrasu will always be one step ahead. First, the Yatagrasu always knows the exact location of the target object. Second, the Yatagrasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. Third, the Yatagrasu doesn't leave a single shred of it behind ever. I see, so those are the Yatagrasu's special traits.
Sounds like an incredibly elusive thief.
The Yatagrasu is never caught on tape, never tries to draw anyone's attention, and would never do something as lowbrow as commit murder. That's how I knew that Rel wasn't the real Yatagrasu right away.
But you can't use that sort of logic on its own to prove it wasn't.
Listen, little girl, I'm not done talking yet.
No.
What's different about this time was that evidence related to the smuggling ring was sent to the police, and the sender was none other than the one who infiltrated the Cadopian embassy, Yatagrasu. Yatagrasu sent the evidence. Until now, the Yatagrasu would always publicize any corrupt dealings to the mass media, but not this time. The evidence this time is something only Faraday and I, and a select few others, knew about. In that case, how can we be so sure that it was the Yatagrasu who sent it? It's easy. A special card that only the Yatagrasu uses was attached. That's how I can be so sure. Just what sort of card is it? Here, take a look at this article. Whenever the Yatagrasu wants to publicize something, the white card is sent along with the stolen information. But when we questioned Rel about what was sent along with the white card, Rel had no idea what it was. That's all Detective Bad News at Mr. Rel is the phone. Thank you very much. Much better understanding of the Yatagrasu now.
Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth.
Yeah?
His Honor would like to transfer the evidence from today's trial over to you. So if you could please head over to the courtroom, it would be much appreciated, sir.
Understood. I'll be there shortly. Detective Bad, what does the law mean to you? Finding that the answer to that question is the only reason I'm still alive. So edgy. I became a prosecutor to find the answer to that question myself, and to play a part in ensuring that all criminals everywhere are found guilty. December 10th, District Court, courtroom number 3.
Oh, it's you, Mr. Edgeworth.
It appears His Honor is still a bit dispirited.
For the first time today, I experienced what it's like to stand at the witness stand. And now I have a greater appreciation. Just how hard it is to give testimony.
That
Just so you know, you're
There's no
half off
reason?
screen. But
what?
just so you know, you're half off screen.
Oh, okay. Let me just move the computer a little bit to the left then, because my back's starting to hurt. And I was
There.
using the edge of the sofa to lean against it. Am I good there?
Yeah.
There's no reason for you to be all depressed about it, Your Honor. As a judge, no one expects you to think about anything other than the verdict.
Cisco, there's no need to further depress His Honor.
But I'm not trying to, Miles.
Your Honor. Your Honor, I've come to collect the evidence that was to be transferred to me.
He...
Your Honor, the evidence?
I...
Your Honor!
Oh! You, yes, can I help you?
I'd like to collect the evidence now, sir.
Anna? Do you think you can stay focused long enough to at least do your job?
Yes, I'm sorry. And I would accept the defense attorney has yet to arrive.
She's busy with the investigation, so let's keep this brief, shall we?
Very well. In that case, please confirm that all the pieces of evidence are present. Furthermore, the evidence that was used in the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Ralph are also included, so please go ahead and use them in your investigations into their case.
Understood, Your Honor. The pieces of evidence that were used in the murder of these two men. This could be a very good chance for me to find new leads regarding their case. Maybe even something that will finally lead me to the truth.
I've placed all the evidence over at the prosecutor's bench for you.
I see, thank you very much. I'll go and confirm that they're all accounted for. I appear the judge is still a bit dispirited.
Stop that! You're being so depressing!
Ugh.
You should listen to her, Your Honor, before things go from bad to worse. Although it can't really get much worse for him other than to be whipped by her. And I wouldn't say that's worse. So this is the evidence related to today's codependent embassy trial for Mr. Faraday's bag.
In the evidence bag that was on the table in lobby number 2, right?
Yes, finally we can take a look at the evidence itself, not just data about them. Let's be sure to thoroughly examine them when we have time.
Please, I want to take a good look at all the evidence from the embassy matter too.
And why is that?
Because I still don't fully understand what today's trial was about.
Well, don't point your crop at me just because you don't know something.
Don't you try to order me around just because Papa chose you today.
I see someone is still sore about not being picked by Mr. Van Karma.
It's also real. It's also real to see the knife up close.
So we have the knife, the gun, and envelope. What's this organizer doing here?
Oh, that's right. I completely forgot to tell you.
About what, Your Honor?
I found Mr. Faraday's personal organizer inside the evidence bag of his. Detective Bad requested to be passed along to you. He said it would help the investigation.
Detective Bad said that.
strange source of luck. Is that
Yeah,
what you
stroke
said?
of luck. Oh, you're not gonna say it? Okay.
What does strange stroke of luck?
Well, never look a gift horse in the mouth. Might as well flip through it too. Won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. This gun, it was originally used to kill the codependent embassy staff member. When the crime was reported, the responding police found Mr. Rel still holding it, which led to his immediate arrest.
Then this gun took the original shooter's life. How ironic.
That's not what ironic means. Indeed. Doesn't seem to be anything else we can learn from this piece of evidence. It's the knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday.
Who would have thought such a beautiful piece of art could be used for such a cool act?
It's never crossed your mind that you use your riding crop for the wrong purpose. Mr. Faraday's organizer, it appears he was in the habit of using it.
Looks like he wrote his strategy for getting Mr. Rel convicted down here.
I've collected that. Okay, I can't read it. Appears Mr. Faraday honestly believed that Mr. Rel was the killer in the case. Yeah, after I read it, the text went up here around. It also appeared that he had proof that Mr. Rel was not the Yatagarasu. And he apparently also had a very definitive piece of evidence. Yes, I believe that Mr. Faraday was well prepared to discredit any claim Mr. Rel may have made about being a real Yatagarasu.
And that he has a way to prove that Mr. Rel was the guilty party in the embassy matter.
So organizers a clue straight from Mr. Faraday. I'll have to take my time and give it a thorough read later.
Look, there's a picture stuck between the pages here.
It appears to be a key.
It's a rather ornate one at that. It's just look at the design on the handle.
Craftsmanship is superb. Could this be the Yatagarasu's key Mr. Faraday mentioned as organizer?
The Yatagarasu key?
Yeah, I'm just seeing what it's on. These are kind of... handgun evidence, wrench tape for crew use one. Handguns. Parody evidence used to prove not the real Yatagarasu. We tried to lay as long as they had the Yatagarasu's key, it can prove he's a phony. Then in court, clear everything up. Check the badge said something earlier. What's different about this time is that evidence related to the smuggling ring was sent to the police, and the sender was none other than the one who infiltrated the Kodopian embassy, the Yatagarasu. The Yatagarasu sent the evidence. Until now, the Yatagarasu would always publicize any corrupt dealings through the mass media. But not this time. The evidence this time was something only Faraday and I, and a select few others, knew about.
Mr. Faraday must have kept trying to keep the secret key safe.
As a prosecutor on both the Yatagarasu and smuggling ring cases, that's to be expected. That's odd.
What is it?
Mr. Faraday didn't mention anything about a knife in his organizer.
That is certainly odd.
The weapon that was used to kill the codependent embassy staff member was the gun. But if that's the case, then where did the knife that was used to murder Mr. Faraday come from?
Isn't that obvious? It was brought into the courthouse by Mr. Rel. That's the only logical conclusion, right?
No, because it's not that easy to smuggle a weapon like that in here. Every person who enters the courthouse doors is checked thoroughly for contraband. Furthermore, the suspect was handcuffed, making it impossible for him to bring a knife as large as this inside.
In that case, how do you suppose this knife ended up inside the courtroom?
You need to think carefully here. There's nothing related to the knife written anywhere in Mr. Faraday's organizer. However, it is a fact that this knife came from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. Conversely, there is one item listed in Mr. Faraday's organizer that no one has claimed to have seen today. So in order to solve this mystery, I believe we'll need to take another good look at the evidence.
Miles Edgeworth, can I take the fact that you have yet to answer me to mean that you don't have an answer for me?
Actually, I do know the answer, Francisco.
What? Then what is it?
One of the pieces of evidence we've been holding has been hiding a secret of its own. It was through this piece of evidence the knife was brought into the courthouse. Let me look now. Which do you think it is?
It was through this piece of evidence that the knife was brought into the courthouse?
Yeah.
Is it... Can I see the knife? Is it in the pen?
The knife was inside the pen?
I
You
don't
can see
know.
the knife on this table. It's like bigger than the gun.
Okay, go. Can I see the murder? Is it? I think it was in his hair, right? It was like a hair thing.
This you're trying to see?
I thought I was gonna zoom into the picture.
There's no zoom in. I don't think so. They were just talking about the key. Does that look like the handle?
The knife was brought into the courthouse in the key? Is that
Well,
what
they
you're
were
trying
just-
to get at?
They just said that there's a piece of evidence that nobody has seen.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Yeah. The knife is the key. The key is the knife.
I think that's what they were getting at, because they said that there's a piece of evidence that he brought in that nobody has seen.
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
only piece of evidence they mentioned so far was the key.
It checks out.
Scattergrass's key, Mr. Faraday mentioned as an organizer. This is how the knife was brought into the courthouse.
Not making any sense, Edgeworth.
Just need to look a bit closer, Francisca, to see what I mean. Also, that's the first time you've ever addressed me by only Edgeworth. I'm not sure if you missed that line, but... You there?
I might have. What was it?
You called him Edgeworth.
Yeah, I said that.
Yeah, she always says Miles Edgeworth. She said Miles Edgeworth there, too.
Oh, like that's such a minute, like.
You broke her
character.
character trait of always addressing everybody by their full names.
Again, such a minute tick. I would have not registered it unless you have told me.
That's why I had to say something, because you wouldn't have registered that you...
Yeah.
Don't the color and ornamentation of the key's handle remind you of anything?
They do remind me of the knife.
Very good. Both the Allegrass's key in this photo and the murderous knife have this very unique design of the handles. Furthermore, even though Mr. Faraday mentions the Allegrass's key, the only object we found at the crime scene was the knife.
Don't seriously mean to say.
It appears that you finally caught up. Yes, I do mean to say that these two pieces are in fact one of the same.
But that's impossible.
Even if that is what you believe, we should still investigate this possibility. Now then, let us examine this knife in a little more detail. the weapon that was used to kill Mr. Faraday. The handle and the blade itself both had beautiful designs worked into them.
Look, there's even a flower-shaped design in this gold section here. If this hasn't been used as a tool for murder, I'd want it for myself.
You seem to be drawn to the embellishments. Too bad this isn't mine to give. Where?
So what?
Where?
Like it flicks out from knife into...
Here?
There it is. I can't believe it turned into a key. To think there was such a trick to this thing.
So the weapon used to kill Mr. Faraday is actually the key the Adagrasu stole. This piece of information more critical than anything we've learned up until now.
Frankly, I'm shocked.
Mr. Faraday only mentioned the key aspect of the piece of evidence piece of evidence in his organizer. It's possible that even he had no idea the key was hiding a knife blade inside.
But if that's true, then only someone who knew about the key to knife could have killed
Key to
Mr.
knife.
Faraday.
Sorry, key to knife trick.
Key to knife trick.
Even among law enforcement, this key was top secret. We're looking for someone who knew even more about the key than even Mr. Faraday, meaning that the only person it could be is the one who sent the key in the first place. The great thief Yatagarasu.
Then maybe Mr. Ra was really Mr. Yatagarasu. And he was the one who killed Mr. Faraday. Isn't that one possible scenario?
No, not really, especially since Mr. Faraday was absolutely convinced that Mr. Rowe was not the Yatagarasu. Besides, as Detective Bad said earlier, but we were questioning rather about what was sent with the white card. Bill had no idea what it was.
I see. Alright then. I guess the person who knows the trick behind this key is someone else, and that person is the Yuya Takarasu. It seems that this key is truly the key to solving this case.
Took a quick look through these documents before the trial started.
Well, I wasn't even afforded the opportunity to skim it.
I suppose I should explain it to you then.
Yes, you should. Perfectly and in its entirety, if you please.
On the night of September 8th, an embassy staff member was killed in front of the embassy. The staff member died of shock due to being shot in the heart. Also, his name was Dead Man, so it was kind of inevitable. Mac Rell was brought in that night as a suspect and thoroughly questioned. He has the murder weapons found on him, for which he was arrested on the spot.
A simpleton of a man. That's what he was.
Perhaps he was, for the weapon wasn't the only incriminating evidence we had. Mr. Rell was caught in the act on film by a security camera.
He was an even bigger simpleton than I thought. I can't believe he didn't notice a security camera.
The codependent embassy security system is supposedly very well designed. He may have simply not been aware that there was a camera in the area.
So, have you seen the content of the video yourself?
Yes, the surveillance video the security camera took was played during the trial by Mr. Faraday. He can clearly identify Mr. Rell on it, even the sound of the gunshot was crystal clear.
So the footage included sound, huh? I don't think I'd ever want to see the moment someone threatened your life.
I think there's a Reddit subreddit for that. Me neither. It's odd, we're short one piece of evidence. And the piece that's missing is the surveillance video that was played in court.
The surveillance video? How could that piece of evidence just disappear? Where would it go?
The video showing the moment in which Mr. Vale committed the murder. Where could it have gone indeed?
We're done with your inspection of the evidence.
Yes, finished. However, Your Honor, I'm missing a single piece of prosecutorial evidence.
Anna, where you derelict in your duties?
What?
No, I swear not. I dare not lick my duties. What? No,
Again.
I dare not lick my duties. What do you take me for?
No, Your Honor. The most important piece of evidence in today's trial. The surveillance video is not amongst the evidence you laid out for me.
I brought Mr. Faraday's whole bag with me from the crime scene. Maybe the tape is still somewhere at the crime scene.
There's something wrong here. Something about this missing piece of evidence. It would appear that for me to find the answers I seek, I'll have to pay another visit to the scene of the crime, defendant lobby number 2. Oh, then we'll probably just save here.
Ba-da-bum, ba-dum. Oh yeah.